of all, my name is Aishan and I am the Content Marketing Manager at UCD Professional Academy. Thank you very much for joining us today for our virtual open day. Just before we get started, just some housekeeping. So the webinar is being recorded and we will share the link with you afterwards via email in the coming days. If you have any questions, please do put them in the Q&A box below. We'll have a 15-minute Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So just to run through today's agenda. So first up, we'll have Colin Stoddard, who is our marketing director, with a welcome address. We'll then play a 2-minute video just to showcase our student experience. And then we'll be led by our education consultants to go through our courses. So we'll have our business courses first, which is led by George. Then we'll go over to marketing and management by Louise, and data analytics, digital and IT by Alan Porter. Then we'll go over to another Alan Weldon, who is in our student support team, and then over to Antonio, who is our head of product and course development, who will talk to you about our accreditation and quality assurance. And at the very end, then we'll just have a 15-minute Q&A session for any questions that you might have in relation to our courses. So with that, I'll pass it over to you, Colin.
Thanks, Aisling. And firstly, a very warm welcome to this, the very first of our webinar program for 2024. These webinars, in particular our Open Day webinars, are fast becoming by far and away our most popular of our content offerings. So we have this rich program of these. So thank you sincerely for joining this time round. And if you're watching in the playback, I should say, sorry you missed us, but there's plenty of opportunity to watch these and join further ones coming down the road. My name's Colin. As Aishan says, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for UCD Professional Academy. So it's my privilege to head up the function here. These webinars have gone from strength to strength. What I'll do over this brief intro is give you a quick bit of background to the Professional Academy and how we've evolved over the last few years. As we've grown, as the Professional Academy has grown, our webinars and our content offerings has grown with this. So what you'll see over the next 40 minutes or so should be a nice tight summary of the course offerings that we offer and the learning experience that you can expect when you join Professional Academy. Genuinely, this one round, this January one is usually the most popular of the year, and this one I can see is definitely record numbers that are coming through to us. So wherever you're joining us from and whoever you are, you're in good company, and a very, very warm welcome to the webinar. So typically with these webinars, we actually have a mix, and there's an interesting evolution for this one around. We typically have a mix of attendees, so have a think about where you are in your journey, your learning journey with us. Typically, the first group of students or attendees that are joining us are people that are just interested in finding a little bit more about us. They haven't been in contact with us, but just a little bit early in their study journey with us. Another group that would be particularly popular with us and growing are people that have studied with us before. So if you've done a course with us already and you're coming back to us, a very warm welcome back. Hopefully you had a good experience last time round and you're doing the next logical learning path course that we provide. And then there's an interesting range of attendees that will be with us, and we know that there will be people that have registered and signed up with us, but are about to start and are looking for some intro to the learning experience and more about the LMS and all the technology and support that you can get. So what we have to support all of those is a range of our educational consultants and also our academic and product team who will talk us through the supports that you can get. Interestingly, for this webinar, we got some feedback prior to it. We do have a large number of corporates that are joining us this time round. I think about a third are coming from the corporate and the L&D community. So a sincere welcome to you. That's a really growing area for us as well. You're going to see some really interesting developments over the next year within the corporate range, particularly targeted around businesses and L&D professionals. So as you go through this, if there's questions you'd like to ask, by all means, please put them into the Q&A. There's also going to be a poll halfway through where you get an opportunity to raise your hand, and that allows us to prioritize some of the feedback that we can provide with you, but there'll be a 15-minute discussion towards the end. But yeah, our corporate side is growing rapidly, so a sincere welcome to all of you, particularly some of the key sectors. I can see there's pharma, finance, so these are key sectors that we've been serving over the last year or two. A little bit of background briefly of the Professional Academy. We originated at the tail end of 2019. And we began humbly with just about 3 or 4 courses, and over the intervening 3 or 4 years, we've grown to over 40 courses. We literally began with 3 or 4, now there's over 40. And what we pride ourselves in is the operation that we deliver for our students. These aren't just video courses that you can do. You can go online and watch course materials just delivered by video on YouTube, for example. This is an immersive learning experience. So you're going to be with us for 12 weeks. We're going to hold your hand through the process. You're going to get expertise and sectoral expertise from industry practitioners who will be delivering the content for you. So it's very much more than just video courses. So we hope you can appreciate that. We have 4 key delivery methods. By far and away, our most popular is our live online. So that is kind of like this format right now, where it's almost like a Zoom call, but we have all the tech that goes with that. So there are breakout sessions, support materials, and we'll have a much more interactive session than just the video. We do have on demand, fully on demand. So it's a bit like a Netflix. You can just binge through the course and go through the modules. But again, with that, we provide the opportunity to join breakout groups, to join weekend sessions if you want as well, entirely optional, but the opportunity is there. And increasingly, again, is our in-class delivery. So as part of, obviously, we're UCD, we have in-class deliveries, particularly for our main courses, but also for some of the corporate courses where we will deliver in class in our facilities within the Belfield campus. Lastly, popular one with corporates as well as our boot camp, where it's the entire course material, typically 12 weeks in length, condensed down into 1 week. So they're very popular with corporates who are maybe a little bit time poor. As our student numbers have grown through the years, we're now at a milestone of over 30,000. In fact, yeah, I think it's over 31,000 students enrolled over the last 3 years. So phenomenal numbers and a real testament to the operation that we provide. We get great feedback, and as that student number is increasing as well, we're seeing an increasing number of students taking a second and a third course with us. So we're starting to see interesting and unique learning combinations, learning pathways, we call them, where people are taking course X, Y, and then following up with course Z. We're seeing nice pairings. We kind of call them pairings, almost like in the wine world. So we're seeing artificial intelligence pair very popularly with change management, project management, and leadership. And that AI component to what we deliver is becoming extremely popular across all of the sectors and all of our learners as we've gone over the last 12 months. Courses are typically 12 weeks in duration, designed to deliver an impact on your career. So this is beyond pure academics. This is genuinely about skills attainment and career enhancement for the individual learner. The courses themselves are refreshed very frequently as well, so more so than you might expect on a typical university offering. But we're very proud of that we stay up to date with the latest industry trends. You're going to find that as you study with us, you're going to be surveyed quite frequently. It's a really important piece of this, and we possibly are guilty of over-survey students. But I would really ask you, as you start your learning journey with us, that you do engage with those surveys that are a key part of what allows us to keep our content fresh and our delivery up to scratch to ensure that you're getting the right piece. So you will probably get surveys before you start, while you're studying, and then after you're studying. And I would really ask that as you join with us, that you take part in those, because it's an absolutely key part for allowing us to make sure that we're staying up to date. So that's pretty much it from me, as we're about to cut to a little bit of a teaser video just to give you some background. I really want to thank you again for joining us, and I wish you every success as you choose to study with us. Thanks very much.
You at UCD Professional Academy. We offer over 40 flexible courses specifically designed with career advancement in mind. Learn at a time that suits you with our part-time live online classes and our on-demand self-paced classes, all from the comfort of your home. Or if you prefer to join us in person, we've some select courses that are available part-time from the UCD campus. Paying for your course is simple, with flexible payment options available. Secure your place with a low deposit, then pay the rest in installments. All UCD Professional Academy courses have been developed with the insight and expertise of industry thought leaders and academic specialists, so you can be sure you're getting the real-life skills and knowledge you need to progress. What's more, our online experience, complete with live interactive lectures, brings all the benefits of the on-campus experience, but with greater flexibility. All you need is an internet connection. To ensure you have everything you need to succeed, our student services team is on hand with fast and flexible student care whenever you need it. All your learning materials, timetable, and additional resources are safely stored in our easy-to-use learner management system, LMS. and you'll receive individual support throughout from your course lecturer. From our LMS, you'll be able to view the breakdown of your course modules week by week, as well as any class recordings, class notes, assignments, and so on. At the end of your course, you'll receive your shareable electronic UCD Professional Academy diploma that you can even add to your LinkedIn profile to show the world your new, well-earned credentials. So what are you waiting for? Join the thousands of professionals who have already chosen to study with us and unlock your potential with a course from UCD Professional Academy. Download our free brochure now at ucd.ie/professional academy.
So we'll just start off now going through our courses. So first up, we have business, who will be led by George.
Hi all, very welcome today. My name is George. I'm one of the education consultants here for the business and leadership courses. These are some of the courses we look after, but we usually take you through a consultation call just to identify which course would suit you best for your career needs. These courses are mainly aimed at working professionals wanting to progress into leadership roles within their company. We mainly get students coming to us want to progress into management roles, or we'd also get students coming to us as well that are within management roles and not had any kind of previous training. The leadership, management, coaching, mentor, we have a wide range of courses to help you with your career needs. We have lots of delivery options, courses such as intensive, part-time, on campus, on demand. We have different assignments associated with each courses. With having a consultation call with us, be able to identify which needs and this delivery option would suit you best for your busy schedule. These are some of the leadership courses we have. So for leadership and management, we look at different leadership styles that's out there and try to identify which one would suit you best. We look at different options of developing others and having difficult conversations so you're able to communicate better with your team. For the diversity, equity, belonging and inclusion course, we mainly look at the importance of DEBI within a workplace and look at methods of moving forward to have a more inclusive environment within the workplace as well. For the business coaching skills, we look at different coaching techniques to enable you and your team members to solve their own solutions. And we look at coaching practices as well to help build coaching skills, naturally helping you to motivate your team. For the effective business communications, within this course, we look at different kind of effective communication tools, and we'll also make you have successfully learned communicate professional at a professional context. For the Women in Leadership course, we look at the latest research and trends related to women within the workplace and how it may impact their roles and other roles within the business. This course as well is totally inclusive for all genders. So it's not just aimed towards women, it's inclusive for everyone as well to do it. Influencing without authority, we have here. We show you some concepts of influencing, persuasion, power, and authority, and strategies to gain support and promote collaboration. Team development success, we look at implementing strategies to achieve team goals and demonstrate a clear understanding of team dynamics and development. Influencing without authority, within this course, we take you through all of the difference between coaching and counseling, helping you and define and justify the characteristics to promote a goal for a good mentor and mentee relationship. For the business courses we have GDPR for business. Within this course, we look at the importance of GDPR compliance and why we should consider it. For the office administration course, within this course as well, we look at all the important skills that's needed for a busy office environment. Bookkeeping and payroll, it's split into two main parts of the course. The first 6 weeks is bookkeeping. We look at all the financial statements. At the end, we'll go into the second 6 weeks, which would be the payroll, looking at the Irish tax system and how to set up new employees for tax credits as well. And lastly, then we have the digital product management course. So within the course, we look at key fundamental concepts and principles to product management, and we give you a roadmap to feature prioritization for your digital product as well.
Great, thank you so much for that, George. Next up, we have Louise, who will talk through management and HR, and on the next slide, she'll discuss our marketing courses as well.
Thank you so much, Aisling, and thank you, George. Yeah, my name is Louise, and I'm one of our education consultants here for our management, HR, and marketing courses. And it's my pleasure to walk you through those today. Kicking off really with one of our most popular courses, it's our project management course. So this course really gives learners the ability to scope a project appropriately, structure it through its key stages, and monitor and review project outcomes. It really gives you the A to Z of project management, as well as looking at agile project management methodology and practices towards the end of the course. For our HR options, we have kind of two learning pathways that you can go through, our introductory and our more specialist HR course. For our HR management, our introductory option, it really covers the nuts and bolts of HR throughout the full employment life cycle. So areas such as recruitment, onboarding, HR legislation, grievance management, and so forth. And on our specialist course, it's a slightly longer, 24 weeks, so 24 modules, and really built for learners looking to move into more senior HR roles with existing HR experience. It'll give a deeper knowledge into the legislation elements of the course, policy creation, and really how to become a trusted business partner. Moving on to our hospitality management course, one of our newer options, it really prepares learners for a variety of supervisory positions within the hospitality industry. So modules on this course will look through things like the Irish and global hospitality market, health and safety, and of course, strategic hospitality management. We're blessed with two courses. They're a little bit shorter. They're 5 modules each, so they're a 5-week option. They're change management and performance management. So with our change management course, it really gives students, I suppose, the ability to create and learn how to create environments where change is seen as a positive benefit to all. So some of the modules will cover items like common barriers to embedding change, leading others, etc. The performance management course, again at 5 weeks, examines tactics and processes of performance management. So things like objective setting, learning and development, performance ratings, appraisals, and feedback. For our supply chain management course, students are really kind of guided through, I suppose, all of the key drivers of supply chain performance. So things like facilities, inventory, transportation, sourcing. We then move on to our finance for non-financial managers course. So this is at 10 weeks, so a 10-module course, so slightly shorter than our average option. It's really built for people coming from non-financial backgrounds to help them get an understanding of the kind of key financial management concepts. So things like budgeting, financial statements, and so forth. And lastly, our sales management course really, I suppose, focuses on giving students the tools and the knowledge to manage and both modernize their sales activities. So I suppose it will look at areas like customer target selection, buyer roadblocks, the 6 C's of selling, things like that. But are you able to move on to the next slide, please, Aisling? And I'd like to go through our marketing options. Now, we have a wide variety of marketing options, and oftentimes this is where some of the pairings will come in, where people will start with our kind of flagship digital marketing course and then move on to specialize in social media or PR and advance their training in that way. Starting with our digital marketing option, this, I suppose, really gives you a really good holistic view of the digital marketing sector. So it's looking at really giving you the tools and insights needed to either kickstart or indeed validate a digital marketing career. I suppose it focuses on the A to Z of digital marketing, as well as focusing on building a digital marketing strategy. So some of the modules included in this course would look at things like SEO, Google Ads, content creation, and in fact, social media. If our students are looking to specialize a little bit more in social media marketing in particular, our next course will help them again develop and execute a social media marketing strategy. So it'll be more of a deep dive into all of the platforms that we know and love. So Facebook, Instagram, but it'll also cover areas like influencer marketing and content creation. Moving on to our PR marketing communications course, it's slightly shorter at 10 weeks, so 10 modules, and it looks at developing your strategic and creative thinking. So looking at the functions of PR and how that differs from marketing, key marketing tools, and how to manage media relations. Our event management course will look into, I suppose, gain your practical working knowledge of event management from planning and coordinating to, of course, evaluation and measurement of your event. Our e-commerce course, again, slightly shorter, 10 weeks and 10 modules, looks at all aspects of setting up an e-commerce enterprise. So managing supply and delivery, online transactions, etc. And then our final course on this slide looks at our customer experience and behavior. So On this course, we are examining the impact of customer behavior on business decision making, identifying and develop that CX experience, and of course, the CX strategy, and understanding the modern customer. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Louise. Next up, we have Alan Porter, who will first talk about digital and IT, and then on the next slide, he'll go over some of our data analytics courses as well. When you're ready there, Alan.
Lovely stuff, Asian. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, hey guys, how you doing? My name's Alan, and I'm one of the education consultants that will be dealing with the more kind of IT and design and data analytics courses that we have here. Now you can see the kind of digital ones that we have up on the screen. I'll just walk you through some of them and how some of the kind of pairings work, especially with the artificial intelligence courses there, and maybe the graphic design and the digital media design courses. So you can see there we have the cybersecurity and the ethical hacking, and those two pair up very, very well. The cybersecurity is more so about how you can set up, defenses and stop these kind of attacks from happening, whereas the ethical hacking is more so understanding how these kind of cyber attacks are done, and who the people are that are doing it, and I suppose after that, being able to understand how to actually prevent those attacks by happening, by understanding what happens during them. We also have their digital business analysis. Now, for the digital business analysis, you would be looking at things like embracing change, embracing agility within businesses. And then, of course, the artificial intelligence courses, they are, I suppose, direct follow-ons. Well, you would start with the artificial intelligence for business and then move directly on to the advanced artificial intelligence. Now, you would have to know quite a lot of the material on the artificial intelligence for business course before moving over. Stuff that would be on that AI for business course would be things like, digital transformation, process automation, and strategy and implementation, along with a module as well on social, legal, and ethical implications of introducing AI into a business. With the advanced AI, you would be looking at, you would be diving a little more deeper into the ethics. You'd be looking at AI governance, prompt engineering, and also optimizing operational efficiency, along with a couple of hands-on workshops as well for the material that you'd be doing. Then we have there down the IT side of things. The CompTIA A+ course is a really good course if you're looking to, I suppose, start to understand a little bit deeper the hardware, software of systems. You'd also be looking at some networking and also troubleshooting as well. It's a very, very well-rounded course if you're just starting to, look into the more IT side of things and you want to get into that industry. Next up there, we have the full stack software development course. So this course is designed, I suppose, to try to get you into the industry as quickly as possible, to teach you everything about software development in terms of web development. You'd be looking at HTML, CSS. You'd also be doing Python programming. You'd be learning some frameworks. Everything that you would need to be able to design, maintain, and update a website really from start to finish is what we try to teach you on this course, and it's quite successful in doing that. The front-end web development course would be, I suppose, the first half of what you would learn on the software development course. If you do know a little bit of Python, you do know some back-end systems already. The front-end web development course will teach you how to actually design the look and the feel of the website itself without going too deep into the background of things. On the next slide, we should have the data analytics, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, there we go. So for the data analytics, we have two separate roadmaps, and we have the coding, I suppose, pathway, and then the non-coding pathway. If you're new to data analytics, it is a good idea to make a decision whether you want to do the programming side of things or the non-coding. We find that if your organization uses programs like Power BI and Tableau, then the non-coding side of things might be the best, at least the best place to start. You can look at the advanced Excel course, which will teach you a lot of efficiency with Excel and teach you how to do things as quickly as possible in the most efficient way. And then the data analytics without coding. Now that is a course where you'll be learning how you can use Excel to do a lot more analytics within the program, and you'll also be learning those two programs, Power BI and Tableau. We do give the opportunity at the end for the assessments there. You can choose one or the other depending on, if your organization use one or the other. For the coding side of things, we would definitely start you off with Python programming. Now, if you know Python programming already and you're fairly confident confident, we can move you directly onto the data analytics for visualization, but you would need to have a good grasp. Now, the data analytics for visualization would be, taking a large amount of information, a lot of data, and be able to present that information in a very digestible form. You'd also be looking at, well, after that course, you might want to look at then the data analytics for machine learning, which is, a very hot topic at the moment. But that would also, be a little bit of a precursor to AI and how you would manipulate data in that way. We also have the database fundamentals course. Now, this course, there is a small bit of programming in it. You'll be using SQL. However, it's not it's not incredibly technical. It's not like Python programming where it's object-oriented programming. It's quite simple. You're running 1 or 2 lines of code and executing them at a time. But yeah, it's really good for understanding databases, building them, and maintaining them as well. So that's really everything on my side. Thanks so much.
Thanks for that, Alan. So obviously we covered a wide range of courses there, and it's just a broad overview. If you want to know a little bit more about any course in particular, I do urge you maybe you can use your phone there to scan the QR code. It will bring you to a form, you enter your name and your email, and we'll send that brochure to you. It's particularly good if you want to kind of read more about any course in particular and the course modules and what the assessment is like. So I'll just leave that up for a minute just to give you a chance to scan that QR code and fill in the brochure. Fill in the form, sorry. That's great, thanks guys. So next we have another Alan Weldon, who is on our student support team. So Alan, when you're ready there, you can take over.
Many thanks, Aislinn. So hi everyone, my name is Alan and I'm part of the student success team here at the Academy. Our goal is to make sure that every student has an experience that is not only interesting and educationally fulfilling, but also enjoyable. When you enroll in a course with us, you can be confident that you'll be supported every step of the way. We're easy to contact and very approachable, and no question is a silly question. We're really proud of our ongoing student satisfaction rate, which is currently at 85%. And as Colin mentioned earlier, to make sure we maintain this success, we send out satisfaction surveys at the beginning and end of our courses so that we can monitor all feedback, questions, and any queries or concerns that you might have. When you're enrolled in your course, you'll gain access to your LMS. That's your learning management system, which is where all of your course materials live. It's also where you'll find your timetable, your Zoom link, and any notes, slides, and handouts for your course. From the learning management system, you can also search our FAQs for answers to any questions you might have. And if you can't find the answer, you can get in touch by clicking the Contact Us section and filling out a quick form, or you can also email us on professional.academy@ucd.ie. As for the courses themselves, as you've heard from my colleagues, most of them consist of live online lectures delivered by subject matter experts. Online learning might seem a bit daunting at first, but the subject matter experts and all the staff are here to support you. The classes are designed to be informative, but also engaging, and you'll have the chance to meet your classmates and interact with them in breakout rooms, as well as ask questions and have class discussions. Once you've submitted your work and it's graded, you'll get an email letting you know your results have been released. If you're successful in passing your course, you will receive digital certification that you can share with the world. You can put this in your email signature, or you can include it in your LinkedIn. And if you want to check us out on LinkedIn, just search for UCD Professional Academy and you can see what some of our alumni have to say. I'm going to hand you back to Aislinn now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the open day.
Thanks, Alan. Next over, I'm going to hand you over to Antonio, who is our head of product and course development.
Thank you. So, hi, my name is Antonio, and I lead the product operations and QA teams at the Professional Academy. And I'd like to talk about what it means when you earn a Professional Academy diploma. We are part of the UCD family, and what that means is that there's an academic oversight board. The members of the board are representatives from various UCD schools, and they are not part of the Professional Academy. They are part of the wider UCD range of schools, colleges, and the board are the ones who define the policies and the standards that we use and apply in everything. In how we create and design the courses, in how we select the industry experts that are teaching and creating those courses. And there are some there's a high bar in terms of what they need to know in the industry, what they need to know in terms of teaching, and so on, and also about how the assessments are designed. And those assessments, by the way, I have to stress the fact that there's very little reliance on the tests and on the quizzes and on the multiple choice questionnaires, because truly we are a professional academy, and that means is that the assessments have to be authentic. They have to be output that you can put to work immediately in your workplace, or you can showcase, and that is demonstrating skills. So you will find that, for example, if you take the digital marketing course, your main assessment is going to be putting together a digital marketing strategy. So it'll be a presentation that you could potentially show to your employer or to someone who you're aspiring to a new job, and that would be part of your portfolio perhaps. So they are very, very practical, and all that, as I said, is part of this quality assurance circle. And that circle wouldn't be complete if we didn't get feedback. And feedback we get, and a lot of it. Alan mentioned that we ask you, and anyone who's taken the course will have the opportunity to provide feedback at the beginning of the course, but also at the end of the course. And along with the feedback that we get from our subject matter experts, the ones who are delivering the courses, and also from the companies that we collaborate with, and all that together, as well as the academic record. So the results of those courses, we put all that together, and we close the circle. We ensure that happens. We look at the surveys monthly. And so there's a very regular cadence. And at the beginning, Colin mentioned that we pride ourselves in making sure that the material is always up to date and in line with industry. Most of the courses we review, and we get into these quality feedback cycles very regularly. So all that is part of our commitment to ensuring that we offer good, up to date, professional courses for you. But back to you, Aislinn.
Thanks for that, Antonio. So we're about to start off on our Q&A session, but before I do, I'd like to take a moment just to publish a poll for you. 2 seconds now, and I'll find it here. Basically, if you would like to have a free consultation with one of our education consultants who you met today, we're more than happy to ring you back to set that up. I'll launch this poll. All you need to do is just click yes if you would like a free consultation, or no if you prefer not to. What we'll do is if you click yes, we'll send you an email to follow up, and we'll arrange a time where we can call you back. It would be particularly beneficial just if you have a course in mind, or maybe 2 courses against you and you're not too sure which one to go to. Our education consultants will be able to help you with what's best fit for you. So I'll just leave that up just for a minute, and then we'll kickstart our Q&A. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the Q&A chat above. You might have noticed the chat function is disabled. It's just a function with webinars, but you're more than welcome to write it into the Q&A, and we'll get started answering your questions there soon. Okay, that's great. I think we've good numbers in there now. So I might just end that poll and move over to our next slide. So just the Q&A section. So I'll start going through some of your questions there, and I'll go by one. So our first question here: hi, do you offer any agile or only or project management courses? Do you offer an agile only project management course? So I might pass that over to you, Louise, if that's best.
Absolutely, no problem at all. So we don't offer an Agile only project management course. As I said, the 2 final modules in the project management course that we do run cover the Agile project methodology. So we do touch on that one. We align our content with the Project Management Institute, and that's the methodology that they favor. So those 2 kind of final modules we'll look into, and your exam at the end of your course is based on that. Those modules will look into things like the Agile Manifesto, I suppose creating an Agile environment, delivering an Agile project, and looking at developing and delivering Agile environments at workplace. So we cover it, but we don't have an Agile only course, no.
Thanks, Louise. I think the next question, there's 2 more questions there on sales management. So can you expand on the sales management course, duration, method of delivery, modules, etc.?
Absolutely, happy to. So it's a 12 module course, so it's 12 weeks in duration. Sales management is one of our courses that we only offer online part-time. So 1 evening a week, 6:30 to 9:30 on your laptop over the course of 12 weeks. And the course is really built not as a kind of a sales 101, but really looking at how to enhance your sales techniques. So we often recommend that you have a little bit of sales experience already. And it really focuses on, as I said, modernizing and digitizing your sales activities. So generally, we would prefer, I suppose, students that are working in a digital environment rather than field sales. It'll cover areas such as kind of understanding the buyer to supplier relationship, experimenting with kind of new insights into lead generation, developing, I suppose, a kind of a customer target segmentation based on each of your segments of your industry. It'll look at things like objection and roadblock handling, and really, I suppose, the modern psychology into sales. So really looking at the kind of doing away with the old-fashioned techniques and modernizing that process.
Thank you, Louise. Just a question there from Mary. So she's just looking for the average length of the courses. So most of our courses are 12 weeks, Mary. We do have some courses, as you said, that are 5 weeks or 10 weeks. And then we also have longer courses, but the average length of our courses is 12 weeks. Just a question there from Gillian, and it's probably a question for you, Antonio. Can you confirm if these courses are accredited?
Yes, so most courses will award a Professional Academy diploma. Now, these are issued by the Professional Academy, but if your question is, are they QQI? Do they sit on the QQR or NFQ? The answer is no. These are too dynamic, and I mentioned the fact that we review them sometimes even up to a couple of times within the year, which is a level of agility that we cannot achieve by if we were, pinned to the QQI system.
Thanks, Antonio. Just a question there. So I think it's more of maybe a corporate question. So it might be Colin or maybe one of the education consultants. Basically, just in terms of their learning and development unit, can they basically pre-buy 10 courses and circulate the courses through their learners that way if they're interested? So I don't know, maybe one of the education consultants, would you know there, or maybe Colin, best place to answer that?
Yeah, I'm happy to hop in if that's okay. Yeah, so we have a range of corporate options. So what normally happens is if we are speaking to a learning development professional or HR professional, and we would direct them to our dedicated corporate team, and they'd be able to then set up and look at the best options for their team. So oftentimes that it would be purchasing and engaging with a number of seats, as you said, 10 or whatever it might be, and then their learners internally then would sign up and register to whichever courses they needed across a period of time. And they would set up then a deal in terms of managing that to obviously make sure that they kind of offer the right price point. So we do have those options, and the education consultant again will be able to direct you to the corporate team if that's what suits best for you. Absolutely.
Great, thanks, Louise. Just a question there for the hospitality management course. So George, I think that's for you. I just wanted to know if it would let me learn any particular skill about this sector.
I'll take that one again, if that's okay.
Oh, sorry, Louise.
No problem, no problem. I'll sit with myself. So we don't focus on a particular role within the hospitality management course. So we will look across the different sectors. So whether it be food and beverage, rooms management, operations, it will be kind of skewed towards I suppose the operation elements of it. But it does apply to all kind of supervisory and management roles within the wider hospitality section. So we won't go into the nitty-gritty of chefing or things like that, but it will look at the management aspects within hospitality.
Great, thanks, Louise. Just a question there from someone. Can you get a paper form of the certificate? Our certificates are digital, and we issue them digitally, but there are some students who do print them out themselves, but we do issue them digitally. So a question there from Aiding. Can you give me more information on the repayment options, please? Might pass this over either to George or Alan Porter.
Yeah, so for payment options, really for the part-time online or for the intensive options that we have, it's mainly we do a 10% deposit to secure your place. This can be on any other courses that's in the future. So something for March for yourself that you see that's sitting in well with you with the schedule, you can pay 10% deposit towards it. And whether there's any discounts going, you can apply the discount code as well. It's just still those 10% we ask from you to secure your place. The way the payment is broken down, it would be 40% at the start of your course. So that would be a total of 50%. And then the remaining 50% then would be 1 month later. But we do give you access to like your payment portal so you can see exactly what you've paid off in your course so far, what's left to be paid as well. So it's kind of flexible on that aspect.
Great, and I might actually keep you on there, George. Just a question more about payment. So if I were to choose 2 or more courses, say for the next 12 months, do you offer any discount at all?
Yep, so we actually have an alumni discount, which we are running for a while, which is good for students who have done a course with us previously. So if you do decide to do a second course with us, you'll get a bigger discount as well on the second course.
Great, thank you. And for you, Antonio, can you tell me what level CTAC the diploma is?
Sure. As I said before, we're not on the NFQ system. So if you were to draw a parallel, but you cannot take this literally, but roughly, it would be equivalent in the NFQ framework to a level 6. But again, that depends a little bit. And because we're not part of the system, you can't really establish that parallel. Just rough guidance.
Great, thank you, Antonio. I might direct this one to you, Antonio, again. Are there any degree options specifically in relation to sales management course? I know we just do professional academy diplomas, but you might elaborate on that a little bit further for them.
So in the degree, so what I understand by this question is if there's an actual degree, like a 3-year program or something like that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and in that case, that's certainly something that is not part of what we do, but I would absolutely have a look at the UCD pages because that is most likely an option for them, yeah.
Great, thank you. A question there from Brona, so the leadership course. So if you go a part-time online course, can you swap your time? Say you sign up for the online in the morning and you cannot attend, can you join the evening one? So that's particularly in relation to the leadership management course.
Yeah, for the options that we have for part-time, you either go for either part-time online for the evening or for part-time online for the morning. You can't change. But the good thing about our courses is that we have a database saved of pre-recorded lectures. So they get uploaded once the course has gone past. So you can catch up if you are to miss an evening or a morning or anything like that, and then catch up with the following week as well.
Great, thank you. And then this is for Alan Porter, I believe. So for the full stack software development, I'd like to know if I need some experiences about the tech sector to take part in the course, or if I can start from scratch.
Yeah, for the full stack software development course, you will be able to start from scratch. We don't really have any prerequisites in terms of, programming before. However, it definitely will help if you have used a little bit, maybe if you've used a little bit of HTML or CSS, or you understand the basics of Python programming. If you've been exposed to it, you'll definitely find it quite a bit easier, especially starting off. You will have that, I suppose, systematical and logical approach to solving problems that you would come up against in software development. But for our own, as long as you really have the drive and force to do software development, we will take you from the ground up. We'll show you how to do everything in the best way possible and the kind of industry standard that we have here.
Great, thank you. And then this one is for Louise again, I think. So how much is the project management course?
So the live online options of our project management course is €1,700 in total, and then our on-demand option for that course is €1,500 in total. We'll often do discounts, and so we always obviously will connect with students who are downloading our brochure and looking at options to share those discounts as well.
Great, thank you. And I'll keep you on there again, Louise, sorry.
That's okay.
Can you expand on the event management course?
Of course, absolutely. So the course, again, like all of our courses, will really focus on your practical working knowledge within the area. So it'll go into things like obviously event planning, coordinating your event. There are 2 modules dedicated to health and safety, which is obviously very, very key. Things like venue management, event production. There'll also be a focus on sponsorship. So a lot of our students will obviously be coming from the corporate sector. So things like corporate event planning, how that differs, introduction to sponsoring, managing that sponsorship relationship. We'll also look into a little bit of marketing for your event and evaluating the success of your event. So very much being able to review what you've done and improve on that for the future.
Great, thank you. And then over to George. So would you be able to give what the daily schedule for the 1-week boot camp looks like?
Yeah, for the boot camp option, it's quite intense. So it's Monday to Friday. It will be 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's Monday to Friday set out. Now, people often get mistaken and think that you have to have their assignments and everything finished within the first week. We do give you additional time at the end of the course just to get your assignments submitted and sent across. For example, for the leadership and management bootcamp option, you'll submit your action learning logs at the end of the course, and then you'll get an additional 2 weeks just to get your essay done and sent across to ourselves as well.
Great, thank you. And just another question, George, for you as well. So regarding the business course, could you share some common challenges participants might face implementing strategies taught in the course?
So yeah, we get a lot of people that come to us for the business course, that would be business coaching skills course, that would be mainly looking to try and motivate their staff a little bit better as well. So those kind of challenges that they'll have before they come to us. But our courses are very practical, so it implement a lot of strategies for you to be able to manage better and able to implement coaching strategies towards your role as well. So we'll give you kind of coaching models to be able to help you with your staff as well, and to be able to lead them towards roles as well. Common thing we get is people that will come to us for that course that they have staff members that are always asking questions or they can't do tasks properly. So it's kind of implementing that so that you're giving your employees the opportunity to be able to take tasks on themselves and being able to take charge within their role.
Great, thank you. So just a question there about the project management course. It's asked as a certificate or a diploma. It's a professional academy diploma. And then moving on to another project management course, which I think will be more directed at you, Antonio. Sorry, 2 seconds there. Is the project management course internationally recognized? You might be able to answer that, Antonio.
Absolutely. So the project management course and I think Louise mentioned this already, very closely tracks the content that is promoted and supported by the PMI, the Project Management Institute. So we kind of track to that. Therefore, if you know PMI is internationally recognized, and you do have the option of just taking the Professional Academy diploma with us in project management, and having completed that is going to set you up very nicely. If you want to go and sit, for example, the PMP exam, you would be able to do that because our course is 36 hours of content and therefore qualifies as one of the requirements for sitting that exam. So yeah, the short answer is perfectly aligned and internationally recognized.
Great, thanks, Antonio. And I might direct this question to you as well. Is there a minimum hardware requirement for any of the courses?
Sure, absolutely. So the minimum hardware is going to vary between courses. So if you're doing, for example, one of the one of the discussion intensive ones, such as leadership and management, all you're going to need is equipment that will get you quality Zoom calls such as this one. And that is the only requirement, as well as, you know, a machine where you can type your essays and your action learning logs and so on. However, if you're taking, for example, a course on database fundamentals or some of the data analytics courses, we're going to ask you to have a more powerful machine, because part of the expectation is that you install the software, you get familiar with the software itself, and you can have your little sandbox where you can do, I don't know, potentially destructive operations that you wouldn't be able to do in a normal work setting because you're playing with company assets. So the answer to that is it depends a little bit. My recommendation would be that unless you are doing one of the more discussion-based courses, you don't try to do these courses with a tablet. I'd say that a modest laptop would be a good minimum start, and then depending on the technical requirements, could go up a little bit.
Great, thank you.
Just,
Oh yeah,
actually,
go Alan.
Just on that, it might be a good idea if you're looking at any specific data course there, like the data analytics with no coding, or maybe the ones with Python programming. When you download the brochure, or you can send an email to one of the education consultants, they will be able to tell you exactly what resource requirements and computer requirements that you require for the course that you're looking for.
Great, Alan, I might keep you on there as well. So is the data analytics visualization course only concentrated on visualization and Python, or are there any other languages taught in the course?
On the data analytics for Python course, it would just be Python programming. You won't be learning anything like R, but it will primarily be Python programming that you'll be looking at. The entire, I suppose, the course is built to let you be able to take a lot of information, digest the information, and be able to present information in a very easy to understand and visual way. So the entire course is designed around that, but you will primarily be using Python programming. In fact, exclusively Python programming.
Thank you, Alan. If I may add to that, our observation so far has been that R is the language that is preferred by academic institutions, as far as we can see, and Python tends to be favored by companies. And so we align strongly to that, and we work with many financial institutions who are taking our analytics courses, and they all have a preference for Python.
Great, thanks. And just another question there for you as well, Alan. So with little understanding of SQL, which course would be more better to go for? Data analytics non-coding or the coding courses?
It depends really what kind of route that you would like to take. If you would like to avoid programming altogether, then absolutely the data analytics without coding is the best place to go. Then again, the Python programming, it is quite intensive, and it's certainly more intense programming than you would be doing with any kind of SQL. SQL, you might be using 2, 3, 4 lines of code, whereas Python, you could be working with hundreds. So if you would like to avoid the programming altogether, then I would recommend going for the data analytics without coding suite, whether it be the advanced Excel or data analytics without coding. It just depends on where your preference lies, if you would like to get into programming or not.
Great, thank you. And this one is for George, I believe. So is there a preferred option to attend the leadership and management course? Would in person or over 1 week be better option than one night a week?
The delivery options we have is mainly suited just for learners. So whatever sort of learning we get people who there's a promotion coming up and you want to get the course done as quickly as they can, so they go for the intensive. Then we get people who have a busy schedule, so they go for the on-demand option. The course and the content and the cert at the end is all the same. So it's really just for your preference as a student to see what would suit you best for your own schedule. With us having the consultation call, we'll chat to you about what your schedules like at work, family commitments, and we'll see what option would suit you best.
Great, and I think this one is for you, George, as well, if not Alan. Digital business analysis, can you describe what job positions you might qualify to apply for after completing the course?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously now one of the big ones would be it would be a digital business analyst. Now you would be kind of quantifying things within your company, your organization, and your department. Now there are many different places that you could go into, but really the primary job and the primary duties that we would try to be teaching on the course would be digital business analyst.
Great, thank you. And back to you, Antonio. Can any of your courses be recognized as prior learning for QQI accredited courses?
Sure. Regarding RPL, so recognized prior learning, that is hard to say because there are so many institutions out there, and they all have their defined policies for recognition. So it could be, but since our courses are not part of the QQI system, the default answer is no. But then you would have to check with the institution where you plan to apply for RPL.
Great, thank you. And over to you, Louise. So does project management course use MS Project?
It's not a requirement. It's not required for the assessment or assignment that we do. It is mentioned throughout the course, obviously, as one of the more popular project management softwares, but it's not, it doesn't feature as its own module. It's not required for the assessment.
Great, thank you so much. And just the last question there, so just someone wanting to get in touch with one of our education consultants. So if you filled out either the brochure or you've also filled out our poll, we will contact you. If you would like to speak more with our education consultant, you can go onto our website. We have a chat feature there, and there's also a contact us page where you can reach out to our education consultants as well. That's all our questions for today. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, we've recorded this, so we're going to send it on to you in the next coming days over email. And yeah, we hope to see you very soon on one of our courses. Thank you, guys.